everybody, it's me again. This is a redo for my Let's Chat. For the 4 people that saw that, this is the redo. Hopefully the sound is going to be a lot better. I am going to try to use my phone for the first time to record a video, so bear with me here. But yes, we're going to redo the Let's Chat. My Let's Chat is a new series on my channel that I just pick a topic, or maybe once I get some more subscribers, I might have other people pick topics that I just kind of casually talk about. There's no script or anything for these videos. It's just me talking about whatever the topic is. This one is for the big three, which is, in manga terms, 3 anime / manga that were on Shonen Jump, all at the same time on their cover. So this is your One Piece, your Naruto, and your Bleach. A few things. Most of this, I've always been kind of into anime manga. I dropped in and out of it. Most of my, I would say early teens to, mid-20s, I was jumping in and out of it, not finding anything I particularly liked. And then my boyfriend was like, I kind of want to, and YouTube, the book Spear, decided to pick up One Piece, so I decided to pick it up myself. I fell in love with it. I'm all caught up with the manga. This is not a spoiler video, so don't worry if you're not as far as me when it comes to the story or anything like that. This is just my first thoughts and feelings on these 3 anime. And then I was like, okay, then what next? And then 1,000-Year Blood War was coming out and Bleach, so I decided, okay, my boyfriend wanted to pick, to start rewatch it, so he was ready for that, and then so I watched it with him. Took me a little while to get into Bleach over One Piece. I feel like if you're starting a series, Bleach is a little bit more difficult to get into. But then I decided, okay, well, I experienced the other 2. I might as well interact with Naruto. I read all of Naruto. I haven't finished. I've barely started the anime. So, that is one thing, about, maybe my Naruto experiences. I don't feel like I have the whole Naruto experience because I haven't seen all the movies. I know a lot of the movies do add a storyline to that I did not get in the final chapters of the manga. So kind of my first impressions on, we'll start with Bleach. Like I said, the hardest one to get into. It's mostly a fighting anime, in my opinion, out of the 3. I know all of them have fights and everything, but I feel like Bleach is the most heaviest, and I think a lot of it is also the characters and how long it took to get to characters that I felt like have a little bit more of a personality. You start off with Ichigo Kurizaki, and he's like your brooding boy, to put it simply. He is your typical brooding anime boy. Not a lot of personality. I mean, we have a few kind of funny scenes with him, but mostly he's just kind of there. And then you have Chad, which is even more of a rock. Not much of a personality. And then you have Orihime, which is the typical damsel in distress. So that's your main 3 characters that you are following throughout this whole experience. And then you finally within about like episode, I would like to say like 60. If you skip, I skipped the filler. I skipped the filler, so um skip the filler. So 60 episodes. It might be a little bit longer if you are watching the filler. Um but yeah, it took me like 60 episodes to get into this. And then we got into the Soul Society. I was like, okay, this is good. This is a good time. I'm having a good time with the Soul Society. I love the captains. They're probably a lot of my favorite characters in that show are the captains. You're finally getting like backstory on characters, like stuff I'm like really used to with like watching One Piece and Naruto. You're getting like a backstory. You're really understanding these captains and these characters. I feel like even where I'm at the point with Bleach with the Thousand Year Blood War, I'm only watching it, I'm not reading it, so there might be a lot more backstory. I feel like I still do not get Ichigo. We finally got a lot of more of his backstory in the Thousand Year Blood War, but I still feel like there's more to maybe explore there. I don't know. I don't know if that was the author's purpose or if the author was like, no, this is a level up anime. Um, I love Bankai as a magical fighting style. I love that they're connected to their swords in like a spiritual way and everything. But yeah, it's I would love a little bit more character development. I loved Chad's and Ichigo's backstory. I thought that was really cool, but they didn't really expand upon it. And Chad's still kind of like a stone, unfortunately. So I think most of my issues are like character wise. If I was to give my overall experience with Bleach with the Thousand Year Blood War, I would give it like an 8.59. It's still really good. I would still suggest it, but it's not like my highest when it comes to all the big three, really, unfortunately. And then I'm gonna talk about Naruto. Naruto, I had kind of a different experience with. I liked Naruto. I'm gonna kind of divide this between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, even though I read the manga and they're all the same. But you can really feel the time skip. So Naruto, to me, as just like a character in general, you meet him at like 8, 10 years old. So you're seeing him at his, childlike stage. He's he's very much a brat. And I think I got into Naruto a little bit late in life. Now Shippuden I can still relate to very well. But that takes about 200 chapters. 200 to 260 chapters, I think, is when Shippuden officially starts in the manga. And I don't know. I love the adults throughout the whole series. The adults and their backstory, like, fantastic writing and everything. And I felt like the women, when you got to that, were really well written, really well done. Now, when it came to the kids, the major three are Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, and a lot of what happens with these three, I feel like happens in Kingdom Hearts 2, where it comes to where I kind of like, I don't really like the happy-go-lucky, character as much as I like the brooding, like, my life kind of sucks, and Sasuke's life definitely does. And then you have the damsel in distress character, which is Sakura until she finally gets her power up. But at the beginning, that's kind of the dynamic. But Sakura, to me, is really intelligent. That's the big thing about Sakura that I don't think a lot of people look over her because of the fact, yeah, she is the damsel in distress. She's not as powerful as the two other ones, but she is very intelligent. There's a lot of good scenes with her in Naruto before she even gets to her power up. I think the scene where she cuts her hair off because somebody grabs it in one of the trials and she just cuts it off, and that's a big thing because she's really into Sasuke, and she's like, well, Sasuke likes long hair, so I need to keep my hair long, and then she cuts it off. um I think this is another thing that I did not like about Naruto as much, is the one-sided love. I would say triangle, because you would have three people, like, and one would be really obsessed with this one character. I'm trying not to do spoilers. Obviously, if you've watched it, read it, you know which couples I'm talking about. But you would have like one person really obsessed with this other person, and then the other person would be in love with this one person, but the other person would not like each other. So it's like, it's a very one-sided love, and I feel like they carried that on to like who the final couples ended up being, and it kind of ruined it for me. Um when it came to that, the battles are fantastic, the character development, especially with Naruto. Sasuke to me was always more of the adult character anyway, and that because of his past and what he had to go through and his main goal. But Naruto, even though he had a tragic like birth and upbringing, he was still very childlike and did not let like there was scenes that you could tell that he was bothered by the fact that his village did not pay attention to him, but he still acted like a child and everything. Um and Sakura, you can just see her growing up as a woman as well throughout the whole series. So you do get that character development, and I do feel the easy progression because they start out so young. Um the chakra is probably one of the more interesting magic systems, um just because it feels so natural, and chakra is, something used in like yoga and just like understanding yourself like physically. So and it's like it's still like a spiritual thing too, but it just, when they talked about it, it feels so natural. It's more, I would say, biological driven. And I really liked it for that. And the explanation of everything was really interesting. I just wish that the characters kind of ended up with better people in a lot of ways. I'm I'm a girl from 2012. I graduated in 2012, and I came up with the era of love triangles and who was going to end up with who and stuff. So the coupling era. So kind of like I was really curious about who was going to end up with who in Naruto, and I was kind of disappointed in that aspect of it. Um, but there's a lot of good characters. There's a lot of good background stories. You can definitely tell why the character's doing what they're doing. There's actually some twists and turns in this that I wasn't expecting. So Naruto, I would give a 9. I think I would give a 9 to Naruto. And basically more because I think I kind of was too old for the first part of it, so I didn't enjoy it as much. But the Shippuden portion of it really impressed me really a lot. If I was to separate them, I would say Shippuden 9, solid 9, and I would say like Naruto is like a 8.5. That's kind of how I feel about if we separated them. So the last one is One Piece. This is the first one I experienced. And so my boyfriend was watching Wano. So I actually experienced One Piece kind of out of order. My first scene was Queen and his dance moves, which still haunts me to this day. Um, so One Piece has a really deep place in my heart because most of my relationship has been the Wano arc. Actually, we just got out of Wano. It feels like so recently, but I think we've been out of it for a while. Wano felt like it was a long time. Um, One Piece, wonderful characters. The women are fantastic. Um, the world is fantastic. Like, I'm gonna be probably just gushing about One Piece. There is arcs that we could live without. But how Oda just does the whole story where everything's coming together, and I really felt this in this last arc, is like I feel like we're finally, like, Alabasta, which was like one of the first arcs, is finally, like, I'm finally seeing why we went there, minus the fact that, the story of Alabasta is, you run into Vivi needs to get home because, of everything. But now I feel like it's like a bigger part of the story, why we needed to meet these characters. And it's been good. I mean, even with the arcs that I particularly did not like, and maybe on this channel I do want to go in more in depth with these series. This is just kind of like an intro about, okay, how did I feel about it and everything, but I'm hoping, like, I want to make some character, analysis. I do want to look at the relationships of Naruto. I do kind of want, so there is going to be more videos coming, hopefully, on these topics that I'm kind of talking, like, I'm kind of, you know, glossing over. But yeah, One Piece is probably my favorite. Overall 9.5. I can't say a perfect 10 because of some of those really slow arcs. And the fact that we have not gotten a backstory with Zoro. I think once I feel like all the characters have this backstory that just tears me to pieces. And Zoro has not gotten that yet. As of the time of this filming, I know, they're doing, like, I think Oda brought out, like, his story that's supposed to be the backstory, but I don't know. I want more about Zoro. I don't want him to be. I feel like the rest of the crew is pretty much an open book. We've gotten really good backstories for all of them. Zoro, all we know really is his friend unfortunately passed away. We still really don't know the truth on that one. And he is like, I'm gonna be the greatest swordsman. Um, and that's completely fine. I mean, that's a great motivation. I just want more. He's one of my favorite Straw Hat characters. As you could probably tell with this, I like the brooding characters. I think that's just like how I've kind of grown up with, kind of like liking vampires and stuff, is like you have more of that brooding personality. So it's kind of fun to watch a couple animes that like have that character type. And then I was a big Kingdom Hearts person. I don't know if you can see, but Final Fantasy VII with Cloud and Sephiroth. So yeah, that's like my archetype that I'm really into. I would like to get into more on this channel. I'm planning on talking about a lot of things. This is also kind of an introduction to my channel. So hi, I'm Sonia with Sonia Spires. Please like and subscribe if you've gotten this far. But anyway, like I'm hoping to talk about, like, I love characters, and I love, getting to go in depth with them. There's a lot of good characters out there that we might look over, or there's not a lot about them that maybe we can dissect. But yeah, this channel's books mostly, books and anime, manga mostly. I might get into some video games. It takes me forever to play a video game. I play maybe, if I'm playing a single player game, which is mostly what I play, I can play maybe 3 games a year. Comparable to the hundreds of books I read and manga I consume on a yearly basis. So I so it does take me a while, so you might not get as much game character contact, because I still haven't finished Final 7 Rebirth yet as the filming of this video. I'm hoping to maybe finish it soon so I can get to Persona 3 Reloaded eventually here, guys. But anyways, yes, if you got in this far, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let me know if this sounds good, if this is the direction we want to go with just my phone. I'm hoping to get my camera back and working, but we might just have to be on the phone for a little bit while I'm trying to figure out kind of how to work my camera and get that sound quality situation up and going. But other than that, yeah. And then in the comments, just let me know what your favorite big 3 is, if you have one, or if what maybe one popped out to you that you're thinking that you want to check out. I would suggest Naruto. I've read the whole thing, and I've seen some of the anime. I would almost suggest the anime because the anime just show the action better. Bleach, I've only watched, so I guess watch it. According to my opinion. One Piece, I have done a mix of both. I've done dubbed and subbed. I know the dub and sub thing, like, we could go on all day about it. I like both. I binged watched it dubbed, got to the sub portion. I got to the sub portion of it. Sorry, I heard noises. I'm here by myself. We just moved and I'm here by myself. And this is like probably my first time in this apartment by myself, it feels like. Anyway. But it's all about preference. I feel like you get a lot more done faster. A lot more done faster when it comes to reading it. Watching it does drag. They all have filler. They all look at each other. Like, that's just kind of it feels like kind of what the experience is like, what dealing with all of them. Watching them, reading is definitely a lot faster. So if you're like, I want to catch up with One Piece, or I want to catch up with Bleach, maybe read it. Bleach doesn't take too long if you take the filler episodes out. So that's just that would just be my idea. Just kind of, if you want to go back to the filler later, go back to the filler later. But otherwise, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm hoping to get another video out really soon with like a book review of Age of Light, kind of talking about that book. And then yeah, and also tell me what you kind of want to see. If you want to see more character stuff, if you want to see more book reviews. I'm probably not going to do much hauls and unhauls, just because that's not really my thing. But if you want to see that, just let me know what sounds good. We'll try to work something out. But yeah, I'll see you soon.